2019 was a big year for Polaris with the release of their new Indy XC platform and Pro CC rear skid frame. Of course, the 850 Patriot was the talk of the industry as well. It's inevitable though, once you release a new product, there will be a horde of people asking, why didn't you release this? Or I would buy one if you offered this. So to assume the Indy XC 129 would remain unchanged for 2020 would be pretty naive. So what's new? Well, a few things. First, and most obviously, is a new Indy XC 137, which is basically just a longer version of the Pro CC skid frame found in the Indy 129, mated to an Indy XC chassis with a longer tunnel.
Yeah, we launched our Indy 129 in model year 19, and we heard from our customers, as we got that out in market, and just looking at how people are using the sleds, they love that platform, but they wanted a little bit longer track. A lot of our customers like to get off the trail and play a little bit. They also like how the longer tracks bridge the bumps on the trail and the ride quality that comes with that longer track and the traction.
An Indy XC 129-based XCR is also coming next season, and it boasts all the awesome upgrades of the previous XCR models, but in the more traditional Indy XC configuration. The most impressive upgrade you get when you move to the XCR version of the Indy XC is an all-new shock package from Walker Evans.
Walker Evans is a great partner for Polaris, industry-leading technology across the board in lots of our different Walker Evans packages. But what we're really doing at this point is we're really expanding on what we've learned in snowcross and hill climb racing with the Velocity package. So as we launched our Indy 137, we're bringing Velocity and needle technology into that platform. And on XCR, we're bringing the Velocity packages, much like what they're racing on the snowcross track and on the hill climb circuit. So it brings position sensing shock damping to consumer sleds that are directly coming out of the race program. Just really cool industry-leading technology.
I know we do a lot of talking about Fox shocks, but the truth is, these Walker Velocity shocks may just be better than even the best OE-supplied Fox dampers. As exciting as the new XC137 and XCR129 models are, there's something else new from Polaris that's targeted at mountain riders.
So for model year 20 and RMK lineup, we have RMK KHAOS that we're bringing to market. We're calling this the industry's first all-mountain sled, and we're thinking about the customers that wanted a more dynamic sled, not quite as focused on tree riding and technical terrain, and more focused on a little bit of everything, whether it's single track or playing in the meadows or up pulling the tree lines. A little bit more dynamic, most flickable sled in the industry. When we started on KHAOS RMK, what we really focused on was rebalancing the sled to make it a little bit lighter on the front end, to carry a little bit more weight on the rear suspension. So we changed the geometry of the rail beams, and we changed the travel of the front arm to rebalance the sled and shift some of the weight off the front into the rear. And what that does is it makes the front light and a little bit less weight on the skis that lets it initiate a turn easier, just really, really effortless and dynamic ride. Along with that, a new shock package that carries the weight a little bit differently also, and has ultimate ride and control in the big bumps in the single track.
When I first took the KHAOS for a ride, I hadn't ridden the Pro RMK for quite a while, and I was pretty skeptical about just how different they could possibly be. Then one of the Polaris engineers switched sleds with me, and the second I took off on the Pro RMK, it was so obvious they are nothing alike. Now, this is not to say the KHAOS couldn't be ridden in the trees or where it's really steep. It just wouldn't be as easy to ride there as if you were on a Pro. But when you're on the lower slopes in open valleys or meadows, the KHAOS is worlds easier and more fun to ride than the Pro. So they're different, but neither is overall better than the other. For 2020, Polaris hasn't really introduced any new chassis or any new technology. What they have done is given consumers exactly what they're asking for in the form of the Indy XC 137, and they've massaged one of their most popular models to meet the needs and wants of different types of mountain riders with the all-new KHAOS. If you enjoyed that video, make sure you hit the like button and then subscribe to SnowTracks TV's YouTube channel that's constantly being updated with fresh content.